Hi, this is Christine. Welcome to Scrappin' Rabbit. Here are some embellished CD cases that I made, and they come in different themes. I'm going to list these in my Etsy shop, but I thought these would also make great projects for craft fairs. They're not difficult to do, and you don't need very many supplies either. So I'm just going to take you through each of these CDs, and then I have a quick process video on how I assembled them. Super fast, super easy. So here's the first one. This is travel themed, and it's got a map of Europe on the front. And I have these little charms, Bangle Charms, attached to the cover. And there's little Eiffel Tower beads attached to the chain. And then I've got this eyelash trim. Now the inside paper is just inserted inside the plastic sleeve on the outside of the CD. On the inside I have a fold out, and this one has room to write on, and here there's room for photos. So that's the first one. The next one I made is baby themed, and I have little teddy bears sitting on a shelf. And I've got some little building blocks, a baseball mitt, a sailboat, and a baby bottle. And on this one, I have just a plain background, so you could attach a photo on there, and I also include this little label that can be stuck on. I didn't want to put it on because whoever gets this can decide where they want to place the label. If they have a full page photo, they might not even want to include a label. And then inside, it's plain for journaling or more photos. And you could add your label there if you like. The next one is fairy themed, and I think this was graphic 45 paper. And I've got a little key, a little bug, which I thought is really appropriate since it's got little bugs on the paper, and pretty crystal beads, a little umbrella, and then again the yarn. And this is the inside fold out. Beautiful paper. Again, you can put a photo on there, and it's plain inside for journaling or a photo. And this is the tag that comes with that one. Next is a birthday CD. So you can take all the pictures from years past and include them on a CD and store them in something like this. It says happy birthday to you. Lots of beads on here. And the charms are a little party hat, happy birthday sign, a little present, and there's another one here, a balloon. And there's the fold out. This one is just a general any occasion. I have a little key, a leaf, a 4-leaf clover, and a cross. And it's got very pretty floral design paper. And then inside I attached the label, and there's room for journaling here, and you can attach photos or journal on the inside. And then finally I have a Christmas themed cover, and this has a little tree, lots of pretty beads, a key, candy canes, and there's a little jingle bell up at the top. pretty image. And then here's the inside rolled out, and there's the label that comes with it. So I'll quickly take you through the process for assembling these, and as you'll see, it's not difficult to do, and it's also a great way of using up little bits of paper and charms that you have from leftover projects. So this is a CD case that I'm using, and it's a soft plastic case, and it has a plastic sheet protector over top it, and this is where I'm going to slide in the cover, the front cover. I picked out the papers that I'm going to use, and I have this image that I want to use for my birthday CD. So I'm going to cut this to fit on the front, and because I have a little flower here I don't want to cover, I'm going to attach my chain on the left, and I'm going to use this paper as the background. And then I have this Happy Birthday to You title that I'm going to attach at the bottom. So I need to punch my 2 holes where I'm going to run my, my yarn through. Now, you can use a crocodile, and if you don't have a crocodile to punch the holes, you can also use an eyelet setting tool. And what you would do, so this is the front, my holes would go here, so I would flip it over so that the plastic lays flat on the ground, and then just use the eyelet setting tool to pierce the 2 holes. Also what you can do is use something like this with a sharp end and just put something soft underneath it, a piece of foam, and then you can just pierce the holes with that. I'm going to use my crocodile, and I'm going to use the smallest hole setting on it, and I guess I'll position that about 3/4 of an inch from the left and about 1/2 inch from the top. If you're placing your holes on the right and you have a plastic protector, you want to make sure that you're not going to cut off the edge where the plastic is attached, so you want to maybe shift it over to the left a bit. Don't put it right on the edge. So I'm just going to go ahead and punch my holes. Okay, I'm going to have to go from this side. There's the first one. And the second one. So that's good. And if they're a little bit uneven, they're going to be hidden by the trim anyways. So now that I've punched my hole, I can put my background paper in there, or I can cut my background paper to size. And this measures about, I think it was just under 4 3/4. And just below 4 3/4. Make sure this, yeah, that's good. And if you open up the case like that, it makes it easier to to position this under the plastic. If you don't have a plastic protector, you can see if you can find a glue that will adhere to plastic. I tried using some Mod Podge and it didn't stick very well. So that's why I was glad to have these cases that have the clear plastic protector. You can probably try an E6000 glue and see if that works. The other alternative is you can tack these down somehow, either staple them and then you can cover them up with some embellishments. And I'm going to take it out and I can start working on my layout. Now I've already made my Bangle Charms. And this will attach on the side like that, and I'll have my image over to the right. So I'm going to trim this down to size. So I'm going to start by trimming off the bottom. And I'm going to keep this intact so I can use it somewhere else. I'm going to layer some black cardstock behind so I can get rid of the brown. And go. And I like to ink my pieces. So that go like that. And I might put a little border up at the top. I'm going to start by gluing this down to my cardstock. And before I decide on what trim I'm going to use at the top, I'm going to set my title. So that's going to go like that, and I'll just trim this off here. And again, I'm going to ink the edge. And now I'm going to put a little border up at the top. I'm going to use this paper punch, and I'll use this piece of scrap cardstock. So I'm going to trim this right here. I'll just use my scissors. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. And I'm going to attach my title at the bottom. So the front cover is done, and I'm going to slide it in my CD case like that. I'm going to cut a piece. I'll use this one. I need a piece that's about this long. And I've got my needle. I'm going to just use my needle to pierce the hole. I don't need that. So I make sure it's straight in the case. then I just pierce through one of the holes. Then I come up the other hole. Like that. Next, I need a jump ring or a split ring that I'm going to feed through the yarn. Here's one that I can use, and I'll just run that through here. So now I can close this, and I'm going to tie a few knots. Like that, and that's just going to dangle down on the side. And here's my Bangle Charm, and I can see what length I need. I think I'm going to cut my chain about here. I don't want it to hang below the case, but that should be good, just about there. And then I'm going to feed it through the jump hoop or the split ring. Actually, I could have attached it to the split ring before feeding it through. That would have made more sense. Like the way that turned out. So now I'm going to make the fold out on the inside of my case, and again it measures just under 4 3/4 inches, but I'm going to double that because it's going to fold into like that. So I'm going to make this just under 9.5 inches. And then this side will be 4 3/4 minus a bit. And I'm going to want it to fit underneath the tabs here without it being too tight, so I can slide it in and out easily enough. So I'm going to go and cut or fold this in two. I'll use my square board. So this is almost 9.5. I'm just going to move it up a little bit to the right so that it's in the center. So half of 9 is 4.5, and then plus 1/4 inch for the 9.5, and I can score. I have to change my blades on my trimmer because they're leaving little fuzzies behind. So now I'm going to use this paper again, and I'm going to mat the front of my fold out. So I'm just going to position that on here, and mark where to cut. I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch all around that will form a little border. And again, I'm going to ink. So now I'm going to glue it on here. I'm not going to mat the inside of the fold out because I don't want to make this too thick, because I still want my CD case to close properly with the CD in it. But I'm going to leave the inside, I think, plain, and then that's where photos can be added in, or it can be used for journaling. And if you like and you're going to use it for journaling, you can pre-print some lines on the inside of your cardstock before cutting it, and then you'll have a lined insert. Like that, so it fits a bit better. Yeah. And just for the heck of it, I'm going to ink around the edges. I'll trim these off again. And then I have my little tags. I've got 3 styles, this one or this one, and there's another one that I didn't cut, but this is from the Spellbinder Shapeabilities. I like these little tags, so I think I'm going to use this one, and that would just go anywhere on the page. Now I'm going to put this in my Etsy shop, so I'm going to let whoever gets this decide where they want to place the tag, because they can also put a photo in there if they like. And then when I slide this in, I'm just going to slide the bottom section. That way the top can be opened without taking it out of the case. And then you can always pull these little tabs up if you need to. There we go, and that will go in here. And there's my birthday CD case ready to hold photos of many birthdays, past and present. So I hope that you found this little tutorial useful. This is not difficult to do, and it's a quick project, and I think this would probably go quite well at craft fairs as well. So have a nice day and happy crafting. Bye!